souls, will my brother get a place at a good institution where he will be treated well? And that's the question in today's Q&A, and it's all connected to our desires, the things that we want. Maitreya is going to go into the energy field, the things that make us light up. There's a touch of the letting go process and really understanding how we can start marrying the art of least resistance so things can just start flowing effortlessly. Enjoy today's transmission, and I'll see you guys over there. Alright, so in today's Q&A you are asking whether your brother will get a place in a good institution where he is treated well. And the person that we are discussing, this energy that we are moving into in today's transmission, is one that needs to be taken care of, and the one that needs some extra support, shall we say. Okay, so you are wondering whether he's going to get a place in a good institution. So let's just go into this. Let us see. And immediately it does feel quite uncertain, okay? And this might not be the news that you desire, but it does feel quite uncertain. But don't be disheartened, because whenever we desire something for someone, it's usually something of our own desire and not always in alignment with the individual, with what their spirit desires, meaning the greatest of good for that spirit's highest purpose. Now, what we shall say to you is that to see if you can in your own heart understand that despite the outcome of whether he gets placed in a good institution, or what you desire or your family or your siblings desire as good for him, may not be the highest outcome for your brother. So what we want you to do in these situations, because so many of us, we want to know the answers to the things that would be good or right for our selves. But remember that there is another line, and we like to call this the line of truth, neither right or wrong. It's the point of neither good nor bad. And when you arrive to the line of truth, it is a place of one's spirit's highest purpose, meaning the purpose of the spirit which it came to manifest. Now, your question, despite the immediate feeling of uncertainty coming through, which also translates to maybe not what you desire for your brother, and it doesn't mean that he's not going to be taken care of, but it does mean that it may not be what you are looking for and the outcome that you want. See if you can, in this moment, let this go. Because this is the fastest way for anyone, regardless of the subject matter today. It's the fastest way for anyone. If you can renounce this from your being, from your thoughts, from the emotional body, from the energetic field, your want. And of course, your want is good. But if you can just let this go from your field and know that you have the purest intentions at heart, and what will be, then what likely happens, or what does start to happen, is a configuration in the energetic field. And that configuration starts moving very quickly because it's the path of least resistance, meaning the energy that you put out, which is a want. It's almost like a need. You need this to happen. This is the result. This is what must happen. This can be quite strong. What this often does, it disconnects the energy field of anything to do with connecting for the highest purpose for that individual, in this example, it's your brother. Once you can renounce this, kind of paves the way of a smoothless journey. And as this path unfolds with zero resistance, because you've let the outcome go, you've let the result go of what you want, what your family wants, just let it be purest intentions at heart for the brother. And you know this deep down. This is what your brother deserves. And the highest outcome, the highest outcome. And this is, if you are able to do this, dear one, this is what your brother will receive at the highest level. What often gets in the way are what we call thought forms. And what's happening with you is that there are multiple thought forms. There's actually so many thought forms coming from different kinds of energies, and they're coming from everywhere. So whether it's family members, friends, there's a lot happening in this energetic field just of thought forms. This causes disruption, dear one. It's very disruptive. And this could take your brother onto a different path. So, you must be able to settle and stabilize the thought forms that are coming in. Keep everyone settled. Whoever's involved, keep them settled. And know that the outcome will be the outcome. That's all there is to it, dear one. But when you start playing with different energies, and there's almost a clashing, it's disruption, it disturbs what's supposed to be or what's meant to be. It disturbs the structure that's trying to take place. So a natural flow that's coming from your brother and his spirit, the driver of his life in this reality, is already working his way through. And you see, there's already an immediate, quite an intense, numbing sensation down the right side of his body that starts at his temple, down past the right ear, down past the shoulder, the collarbone, making its way into the chest. It's a heavy burden he is carrying, which means that there's a lot of disruption taking place. And this happens in a lot of situations where there's an intensity of what people want, what they need, what must be met. It disturbs the natural flow of life. It disturbs the course of spirit. And in this case, what anyone needs to do is relinquish, like we said, the outcome, the result, the desire. And trust in your heart, in your purest state. If you can keep the thought forms pure and settled, and a deep knowing within you, that all will be fine, because it always is. It's the disruptions, the disturbances that come in, that jolt things off course. The natural flow of source that moves through every individual is just doing what it came here to do. But it's the humanness, the human form, that comes in to disturb that flow. So, dear one, return to your heart. Trust the purity of yourself and the purity of your brother's spirit. His spirit knows his course. And just to support that, no more needs to be done. And just see if you can keep the energy field of your brother as loving, as joyful, as supportive, without interference of negative speech, without interference of intense energy, stress, anxiety, fear. Keep that away from your brother's energy field. And when you are around him, lay in the root of your foundations, strong and stable, connected to the knowing in your heart that all is well, all is well. And that's it, dear one. Find that within yourself and communicate the same message to friends or family members and who else is involved. Your brother's spirit will run its own course, and its destination will unfold in the way it's supposed to be. Trust it and find it in the purity of your own being. And we thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.